Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Bent Sun by Sabrar. This was a puzzle that was sent in, again, I'm not sure if this was a recommendation or a submission. Either way, permission was provided. And this is another puzzle where I've had a little bit of contention. I'm glad my testers live on different continents because I feel there would be possibly some violence happening. I had a couple of people say, yes, excellent for the channel, and a couple say, no, do not. So I'm going to give it a try. If you're seeing this video, then I got through it. And if you don't see this video, how are you responding to this? So we'll see how this one goes. So I'm coming up to the second anniversary of my channel in a couple of days. And one of the things that I'm thinking of doing for that is there is a playlist on my channel called the BremSter Unpublished Puzzle Videos playlist, which is a bunch of unlisted videos. There's not that many in there at the moment. I think it's only about a dozen, which is me solving puzzles that I've created. And these are videos that I made in order for me to showcase the logic behind some of my puzzles. And that's because originally when I created this channel 2 years ago, it was just me solving my own puzzles and wanting to showcase the logic in my own puzzles because I wanted a record of how to do that. And then other people started submitting puzzles to me and the channel grew into what it is today. It almost happened by accident. But originally it was just me mostly solving my own puzzles. And I wanted a way of continuing to do that, but without it taking over the main channel. So I originally been publishing these puzzles unlisted, so they would never appear in anyone's feed or anything. If they didn't go looking for them, they wouldn't find them. The thing is, people never found them. Some of those videos have only been seen maybe 100 times. And what I'm thinking of doing is potentially starting with the anniversary, possibly releasing a few of those videos, if maybe 2 or 3 a week, to the main channel just before the normal video drops, so that those videos become publicly available. Yeah, having it that they're searchable, because if you search for those videos at the moment, you won't find them, because they're unlisted, so you can't search for them on YouTube. And I want to bring these to the surface. So that's what I'm thinking of doing as one of the things to do for the second anniversary of my channel. I've got another thing in mind, but it's not locked in yet, which is me solving another new puzzle of mine. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's have a look at Bent Sun by Sabrar. And let's hope that this one comes out. Otherwise, I've got to do that spiel all over again on a different puzzle. So what are the rules? So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, not including that cell, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And then we've just got arrows. So digits placed on arrows, the sum of those digits gets placed into that arrow circle. That's what we've got. That's it. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, there is a lot happening in box 5. And what I can tell you, all of these arrows are at least 2 cells long, which means that they are the sum of at least 2 digits. And I cannot add 2 Sudoku digits to get 1. So the 1 goes into the middle of the grid. Now I have to place 2 somewhere here. Now let's do my normal trick and say of these cells, which could be a 2. That can't be, because those would both have to be 1 and the ones would see each other. This can't be for the same reason. 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 So those are not 2s. Those 2 can't be for the same reason. This is a 2. So that digit is the sum of those 2 digits, and those both need to be 1. Okay, now the question I want to ask myself is possibly about 3. Where can 3 go? This can't be a 3, because a 3 can only be made up of 1 and 2, and I can't put a 1 in either of those cells because I know the 1 is down here somewhere. So that's not a 3. This is not a 3 because this would be 1, 2, and I can't put a 1 there. That can't be a 3 for the same reason. Neither can that. So none of those are 3. This could be a 3. This can't be a 3 because the 3 would have to put a 1 in one of those 2 cells, and I can't do it. So 3 is in one of those 2 cells. And I think that's as far as I can take it. But 4 needs to be 1, 3. So 3 is 1, 2, and 4 is 1, 3. But I can't put 1 on that arrow, 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 and can't put 1 on that arrow. So this is a 3, 4 pair, which means these are 1, 2, and 1, 3. So now 1 has to go in one of those two cells. That's cool. Now is the question I want to ask about 5. Because 5 now, if I think about the 5 in this box, the 5 can't be 1, 4, because I can't put a 1 on any of these arrows anymore. So none of those arrows can take a 1. So the 5 has to be 2, 3. Now, this could be 2, 3. How's this going to work? The 5 is absolutely 2, 3. But I think that can go anywhere. But similarly, the 6 is 2, 4, because it can't be 1, 5. Can this be 2, 3? Yeah, it could be. Then this would be all 1, 2, 3, and I'd have taken up the 1, 2, 1s, 2s, and 3s. Now, if this is the 5, this couldn't be the 6, because actually there's something interesting going on with 2s, because if this is the 5, then oh no, this could be 1, 3, this would be 2, 3, and then I couldn't put 3 down here. So the 5 has to be 2, 3. The 6 has to be 2, 4. The 7 can't be 1, 6. So it's 2, 5 or 3, 4. But I feel there's something weird going on with that. Oh, hang on. This isn't the 1. No, I said it isn't the 1. This is the 1. So this is the 1. And this is a 2, 3 pair in those. 1. So 1 is in one of those two. 1 is not here. Oh, this one looks up, meaning that's not the 1. This is the 1. And 1 is in one of those 4, which is not that great. Do I need to put 1 on this arrow? Because if I don't, it could be 2, 5. Is it these? Because what is the minimum these arrows can be if I don't include a 1? They would be 2, 5, 6, and 7. Because I can't use 3, 4. Now 2, 5, 6, 7 is, well, 6, 7 is 13. 2, 5, no, there has to be a 1 on these arrows. So I'm going to get rid of the blue here. And boom. So if there is no 1 on these arrows, the minimum they could be is 2, they can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But 2, 5, 6, and 7, if I add those together, is 20. And these two would have to sum to 20, which isn't possible. So there has to be a 1 in those blue cells. But I can't put a 1 in either of those two because of these two 1s. So that's a 1. Which means that's not a 1 and that's a 1. And I've placed all of the, no, and then that's not a 1 and that's a 1. And now I've placed all the 1s in the puzzle. But now these 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, what do they add up to? That's 14. Now I do have some freedom there now that I've put a 1 on. But what are these? Well, I can't put a 2 in this row. I can't put a 2 in any of those. There is a 2 on one of these arrows. But I know that The 5, for example, is 2, 3. The 6 is 2, 4. This is at least a 7 because this is at least a 3, 4. So this is 7, 8, or 9. So 5 and 6 are down here. But they can't, these can't be 5 and 6. One of these is 5 and 6. So there is a 2 in one of these. Possibly both? I can't, can I put, yeah, I could put 7 on one of these arrows. Could I put 8? Maybe. I could put 8 there. What's the maximum I can put on this? 7, 7, 2. I like that trick with the ones. So these have a maximum of 17. But 17 plus 7 is 24. So these have a minimum of 21, but there's there's a fair bit of freedom there. These are different. If that's a 2, that's a 3. If that's a 2, that's a 3. If that's a 2, that's a 3. Which does allow this to be as low as 5. It has to be a 3 or a 4 on this. Maximum I can put on this is 6. So these are from 3, 4, 5, 6. Minimum I can put on this is 5. Hang on, no, it's not. It's 7. This is 7, 8, or 9. Because 2, 5 is the minimum I can put on this. Hang on. Does there have to be a 2 on this? Because if there's not, it's 5, 6. There is a 2 on this. So this is at least 5, 6, 7, or 8. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. But where's 2 in this row now? It has to be in here, doesn't it? Because I'm not putting it in either of those two, and it's not on the arrow. So the 2 is in here. Do I need to put a 2 on one of these? I don't think I do. I'm wondering about these. Because there's no 1 in any of them. So what's the minimum that those cells could be? Because I can't... I can use 2 2s. If I do that, I could use a 3. So that'd be 4, 7. Then I could use 2 4s and a 5. So 20. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7. I could then use 2 4s, which gets me to 15 and a 5. So the minimum of these cells is 20. But these are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's not a problem. This is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because this is a minimum of 2, 3. So there's lots of ways of making 20 there. Can this be 2, 3? Don't see why not. Hang on, if this is 2, 3, what's this? Oh, it'd be 4, 5, and this would be 9. Hang on, if this is 2, 3, this can't be 2, 3. So I can't put a 3 on this. So the 3 is over here. Because if this is 2, 3, this is 5, and then this would be 4, 6, and this would be 10. So the 3 is over here. So this is not 5 now. And the 3 can't go with 1 or 2. So it's at least 4. This is 7, 8, 9. And now I've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's no 3 here, and there's no 2 here. So this is either 3, 4 for 7 or 3, 5 for 8. There's no 9 there. And this is either 2, 4 for 6 or 2, 5 for 7. There's no 8 or 9 there. So, I think I'm missing something fundamentally important, though. There's a 5 in one of these two now. And we know the 5 is 2, 3. And I don't think it can be here. Because if this is 2, 3, I run out of 2s and 3s. If this is 5, it can't be 1, 4, because I can't put 1 in any of them. This becomes 2, 3. Now, if this is 2 and this is 3, this is 3 and this is 2, and this cell here is broken. So if this is 2, 3, if this is 5, this becomes 2, 3. And what do I put in these cells? Because these couldn't be 2 or 3 because of the 2, 3 pair. So this would be 2, this would be 3, and that cell is broken. This is not the 5, this is the 5. This is now a 2, 3 pair, which means that is not the 2, this is the 2. Which means this is the 3, this is the 2, this is the 3, this is the 4, this is the 3, this is the 2, this is not the 2, this is the 2. And that is nuts. This is now a 4, 5 pair, making that a 9. That is absolutely bonkers. There's no 2 on these anymore. So the minimum of this cell is 4. Minimum of this cell is 3. So this is 7, 8, or 9. Because I can't make this equal 6. Because for it to be 6, I need 1, 5, or 2, 4, and I can't do it. So this is the 6, this is the 4. There's no 6 here, so there's no 5 here. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. Hang on, there's no 4 here. This is a 3, 5. So this is the 8. 8 comes out of both of those. 8 comes out of both of those. That means that's not a 7. So this is 2 with either 5 or 7. It means there's a 7 in one of those two. Hang on, the 3, 5 means that's the 7, that's the 9, that's the 7, so that's the 6. This is nuts. The 4 looks down making this 5 and this 4. This is absolute bonkers. 5 is now here in this box by Sudoku because of the 5s looking into the box. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, and 9. There's no 3 in either of those two. This is the 3. 7 is in one of those two. The 8, 9 looks over making that the 7 and that the 9. So these have to sum to 9. So they're 3, 6 or 4, 5. Well, there's no 3 there, so there's no 6 there. It's going to be this in a minute, isn't it? But I'll look at that soon. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, and 8. Well, there's a 4, 6 there, so that's the 8. This is a 4, 6 pair. Bonkers. Nine is in one of those two by Sudoku. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, not sure about that. I mean, I'm sure it's 6, 7, 8, 9, but I'm not sure about the disposition of the digits. So there's no 2 in any of these. So this is it sums to 7. So it is 4 and 3. So it makes this 6 and 4 and this 5 and 3. Now this is 6, 7, 8, or 9 as well, which is not great, but I do know what this triple is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 8, and 9. Well, I'm not putting 9 on this, and I'm not putting 8 because this would have to be 1 and I can't do it. So this is a 5. Now this can't be a 6 now because this would have to be a 1. If it's 7, this would have to be 2. 8 would make that 3 and it can't be, and 9 would make that 4. So that's the disposition of this. Cool? Maybe? Kinda? I'm now down to Sudoku, really. These are 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, hang on. The 5 means that there's no 5 in either of those. 5 is not in any of those. No. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. No. No. These possibly, because they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Well, there's no 2 there. There's no 3 there. There's no 3 there. It's got to be this, maybe? Because if this is 4, 5, this is 2. Oh, this has been really cool up till now. Don't fall apart now. Don't fall apart now. 5, where's 5 in this column? 5 can't be here, 5 can't be here, 5 is in one of those two, and that 5 places the 5 there. So this is not 5, and this is not 4. So 5 is now in one of those two. So these are 7, 8, and 9. That's not a 9. We know 9 is in one of those two, interestingly. Two is in one of these two. That's not it. I keep... Two. Two is in one of those two. Is it this? This is 4, 9. This is 6, 5. This would be 9. Oh, this is really cool. Don't become terrible now. 3 is in one of these two. 3 is in one of those three. Something about this row, maybe? Seven is there or there. Now, if 7 is there, this becomes 9. This becomes 4. This becomes 6. This becomes 8. 7, 9, 8, 4, 6. This would be 9, and this would be 2. I'm not seeing a problem there. Whereas if this is 7, I don't see what that does. 9 is in one of those two. Three is in one of these two. Four is in one of those two. So this is 5, 6, or 7. This can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't be 5, 6, 8, or 9. So it's 6 or 8 only. It doesn't feel like it. I need to find a cell that's under pressure. Like there'll be a naked single or something somewhere. I don't think that can be 3. No, it can. Damn, I was hoping I'd find the 3 in column 4. So if this is 3, 6, No, what is going on? Is it this cell? This is from 2, 4, 5, 6, or 9 because of the column. It's not 5, so it's 2, 4, 6, 9. If this is 4, 5, now if this is 3, 6, actually if this is 4, 9, this is 3, 6, and this becomes 2. If this is, so this is, if this is 4, 9, 3, 6, 2. If this is 2, 7, this, no, that's wide open again. This is 2, 7. This could be anything, and that's 4, 6, or 9. Damn! These are 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 and 4 are in here. 2 is in one of those two. 4 is in one of those. 4 is in one of those. I don't see it. I wonder if this is the bit where my testers have gone, just don't. Because it was glorious up to here. 8 is in one of these two. Eight is in one of these three. No. I... So... Right, 9 is in one of those two. If that's 9, that's 9, that's 7, that's 2. I just don't get it. 3, 6... Like if this is 3, 6, that puts the most pressure on stuff. But without casing... If that's 9, those aren't 9. Because 9 is in one of these two for the row. If that's 9, that's 9. And that's 9. That's 9, that's 9, that's 9, and we're good. If that's 9, that's 9, this is 7, 2, and I just can't follow it. I don't know what's going on. I hate it when this happens. How is... Okay, let's do the thing and turn on the pencil mark checker. Nope, it's not that. Apart from casing these, or there being something like a weird skyscraper or something in it, but you don't... I mean, I don't mind there being short chains or anything if they're telegraphed, but I'm not seeing anything. I'm trying to use... Like, if this is 2, 7, that's a 7, that's a 7, that's a 7, seven is in one of those two and one of those two. So if that caused a conflict, that would be an okay chain. But that's not causing a conflict. Now, if this is 4, I've already investigated 4, 9. So this is the sort of thing where if you had a chain and it broke something in one direction. If this is 3, this is 3. Thing is, if this is 2, 7, it doesn't force anything. If this is 4, 9, that forces stuff. Because that forces this to be 3, 3. But if there's a double chain that you need to follow, because this becomes 3, 9. But following double chains like that just is crazy. This becomes 3. Yet I'm not seeing a chain around any of this. If this is a 2, that's a 9. And that doesn't work. Okay, that's cool. No, that is there, and it isn't too bad. If this is a 2, that becomes a 4, that becomes a 9, and then where do you put 9 in row 2? This is fine. I just didn't see it. If this is 2, this becomes a 4. That becomes a 9, and now I can't put 9 in any of those. I can't put 9 in any of those, and I can't put 9 in any of those. This is not the 2. This is the 2. This is not a 2. Now, does that do anything is the question. if it means 2 is in one of those two. Four is in one of those two. That's not enough, is it? If this is 9, this is 2. If this is 4, this is 6. This is 2. This is 7. 3, 9. 4, 6. 2, 7, 9, 8. 4, 6, 2. 7, 9. Hang on a minute. That doesn't work either, I don't think. If this is 4, this is... I'm gonna have to do this. If this is... I'm going to turn off the pencil mark checker, though. If this is 4, this becomes 6. This becomes 2. This becomes 7. Now, this is not 2. This is 7, 8. This is 7 now because of the 8, 9. And that's why it doesn't work. There's nothing to put in that cell because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I could kind of see that because if this was the 4, I ran out of high digits. So 4 is in one of those two. But if this is 4, 6, which makes this 3, this became 2, which made this 7. These were now 7, 8, 9, and those two would both be 7. So this is not the 4, this is the 4. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's not 7. So what is this? It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, 6, 7. This is nuts. Now, if this is 2, this is a 4, 6 pair. If this is a 4, this is a 6 and that's a 7. I don't follow. This is... I don't follow this. The 2 and the 4 were interesting. But I don't... Hang on, this is... No, 4 is in one of those two now. If I could eliminate 4 from something here, but... It's just not... The 2 deduction was okay. The 4 one... I didn't see the 2 one for the longest time. Now, if this is 3, 6, that becomes a 3. So if this is a 3, this is a 3. I've done this. This is a 6. This becomes an 8-9 pair, so that becomes a 4. This becomes a 2. This becomes a 7. That becomes a 7. That becomes a 7. And we're all good. This feels like there's just computer chains to resolve this. But then again, I was saying that for about 15 minutes and I didn't see the 2 trick, which was okay. That was a nice little trick. If this is 3, this is 4, 5. This is 2. This is 7. This is 7. This is 7. No, I don't. I really want to stick with this because all of the logic around the way these arrows worked and the mathematics of this row and everything were really cool. And I'm sorry, Sabrar, but this is the sort of puzzle where if you find a break-in that is this cool and your ending is this tricky and doesn't have this much flow, you go back and you revisit the ending and you figure out what's needed to make it work. Because having one trick like that 2 thing is fine. That where you have to do a spot like that. But when someone finds something like that, they kind of want the puzzle to then fall apart. I turn the pencil mark checker back on. Because the only stuff that's being telegraphed is this. But I've played around up here. So if this is 4, this is 2, 7, 6, 3. This is 7. That's 8. No, I don't get it. I can see if this is 3, 6. I'm going to turn the pencil mark checker back off. Then that does... No, it's the other way around. If it's 4, 5. If this is 4 and 5, that means this is 2 and 7. Which makes this 6. Which means I get my 8, 9 pair. This becomes 7. And that's going to do some damage, I think. But does it do enough? I'm not even sure that does enough. I mean, this is now 4 and 3. This is an 8, 9 pair. But as you can see, none of this is falling apart. This is 8. Okay, this is the 9 and the 8. This is the 9. Which means this is the 9. 8, 9. I know I'm casing here, but I don't see I've got a choice. This is the 7. So this is the 8. There's no 8 or 9 in here. There's no 4 here. So I've got to put a 3 here. So this is the 9. This is the 6. 7, 6. I don't understand 4, 5, and that breaks. But really, do I have to go that far for this to break? No, I don't. The question is 5. That was if I put 4, 5 in here. So if I put 4, 5 in here. Right, no. Okay, there was a question I could ask. I just didn't see it. And what this is allowing me to do is ask the right question. If I put 4, 5 in here to make 9, then where do I put 4, 5? Because of the 4, 5 here, 4, 5 here would mean I have to put 4, 5 down here. But this is a 1. These would be 4, 5, and I can't do it because of the 4, 5 here. That is not an easy spot. So because 4, 5 is already in this box, if I make this 4, 5, 4, 5 in this column is in those two, and I can't do it. This is not 4, 5. This is 3, 6. That is not an easy spot. And I'm not even sure what it gives me. It gives me an 8, 9 pair in this row. So this is not 8. This is not 6. This is not 6. So if this is 4, this is 9, and that has no fill. This is 2. This is 7. This is 4. This is 7. This is 8. This is 8. This is 9. Okay, there was a real tricky spot there, but it was kind of there. But wow, the fact that that 4, 5 with that 4, 5 meant that couldn't be 4, 5 because of the fill of that column, really tricky. And I did need help to find it by doing the what happens if. Sorry, everyone, I just didn't see the solution, and that's how I found it. Okay, 7, 8 pair means that's the 9 and that's the 8, which means that's not the 8, that's the 8, which means that's the 7, which takes 7 out of there. The 6, 7 pair means that's the 9. This is not the 9, this is a 6, 8 pair. Sorry, everyone. This 7 makes this the 6 and this the 7. The 2 and the 4 spot were tricky. I think that one was even harder. Maybe I'm wrong. People will leave lots of comments, I'm sure. I'm sure. There's no 7 or 8 here, so this is the 2, this is the 3, this is not a 3. The 7 comes out of here. The 8 looks down, making this the 9. This is not the 9. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. There's no 5 here. This is a 4, 9 pair, but it can't be a 9. This is the 4, this is the 9, this is the 5. This is a pair. This is not the 3. This is the 3. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, and this 9 means that's the 6 and that's the 9. Now it's falling apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 go in there, which means that's the 5. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, and 7. I'll use that 2 to make that 7 and that 2. 6, 8 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 5. This 4 looks down, meaning that's not the 4, that's the 4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There is no 7, 8 there, so that's the 6, and this is a 7, 8 pair. That 7 makes that the 8 and that the 7. The 8 looks back, making that the 6 and that the 8. The 8 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 8. And that is the correct solution, which took me 50 minutes. Now, 136 people have solved this in 30 days. So obviously, I'm off my rocker with how hard this was. I did not spot this not being 4, 5 because of the 4, 5 in the column. And that probably would have broken this open without me having to find the 2 and the 4. That, I don't know. That was probably just BremSter being blind. Yeah, that was probably just BremSter being blind, because the 4 and the 5 were definitely here. 4, 5 is an option here, would have forced 4, 5 here, which couldn't work because of the 4, 5 down here. That's a tricky spot. That's a very tricky spot. Yeah. And I know I found it by bifurcation or casing, as I call it. Um, and what I did was a really long roundabout way in saying, hang on, there's a problem here. If I do that, rolled back and then looked for what the problem was in this column. Yes, but I found the logic and then I tried to reverse myself and figure out, okay, what did I miss? Having figured out where it's going to break, what did I miss? So I could then learn the logic and then explain it to you. And I'm sorry that that's the way I had to do it, but that's the way I found it. Yeah, it's just the way I found it. It's a cool trick. It's a very cool trick. I loved the break in. I absolutely loved the break in, but that trick, wow. Yeah, really, really cool. I yeah, very cool. I just missed it, and sorry, that happens. At least you got to see me struggle with a puzzle, and people will be able to tell me it's like, oh, I found this in X number of minutes, and it'll probably be less than the 30 I took. Thank you, Sabrar, for permission to do the puzzle. I hope that you don't look on me too unkindly and you'll be prepared to send other puzzles through. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll be interested to see what people say. I'm also interested in feedback on the idea of releasing the BremSter unpublished stuff. We'll see how that goes, particularly after this video. I was hoping this would go more smoothly, but you will see the video, so at least that's going to happen. Thanks everyone, and as always, more than I had, good luck with your solving.